Welcome to a brand new video. This video is something that I've wanted to make for quite a while on my channel. I'm not gonna lie, I've had this type of series idea on my notepad forever. I mean, it's not that much of a secret, you know, it's something anyone can think of, but there's so many different directions that we could take this series. But I want to start off ranking every single repeater in Red Dead Online from worst to best, and I feel like this is a good time to get these types of videos out now that Red Dead Online is out of beta and people are asking for types of videos like this, because I've been getting a lot of comments recently, you know, with the new spring DLC update changes, what is the best weapon to use in Red Dead Online? And although it would be, you know, kind of a long video if I went into detail about every single weapon to use in Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, I can definitely break it up by weapon class. And so this video, we're focusing specifically on the repeaters. Now, I am going to talk about the objectively which is the best weapon, which is the worst weapon, and which weapon is in between, going specifically off of the in-game statistics first. So if you guys are like, oh, I don't agree with this, you kind of can't, because that's what Red Dead Redemption 2 set out for the weapon. That's what Rockstar has programmed and coded into the game, and that's how they have designed this weapon. And then at the end of the video, you guys will find my opinions on it and which, you know, weapons I recommend, buy, smash or pass, use or don't use, whichever ones you guys want. These would be the weapons that I would say to use, which weapons I would say not to use, and I will be giving my own list. So let's just jump right into this video, guys. Funny enough, we actually have two weapons that come out right at the same ranking right out of the gate. So before we get into this, drop a like if you guys do go on to enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'm going to be starting to do these videos a lot more here on the channel. Definitely check out the link down in the description if you guys want to win some free gold bars here in Red Dead Online. So let's finally jump into this video. So technically tied for the worst weapon in Red Dead Online. You guys are gonna already, like, I could tell, dislike the video off the bat because of this, but just according to the statistics page, guys, the Evans Repeater and the Litchfield Repeater are tied for the worst weapons here to use in Red Dead Online. Now, I know that sounds crazy, so let's just talk about the Litchfield, or let's talk about the Evans first, since E comes before L in the alphabet. You can unlock it at rank 1, you can customize it, and it holds 26 rounds. The Evans Repeater has a high bullet capacity and is devastating at medium to long range with an especially high rate of fire. This gun can use regular, high velocity, split point, express, and explosive repeater ammo, and it also has customization options including stocks, sights, and wraps. The Evans Repeater is a long-range, powerful weapon that's known for being in John Marston's arsenal during the events of Red Dead Redemption. Now, it was released in the DLC update on March 5th, in the 1.06 title update of February 2019. So let's talk about some of these weapon statistics. It has 50 damage, or does 50 damage, I should say, 2 out of the 4 blocks. It has a 62 fire rate, 74 accuracy, 65 range, and a 62 reload. So if you guys are wondering exactly what these numbers mean, basically there's the 4 bars of every, you know, weapon statistic in Red Dead, and each bar accounts for 25. The damage is exactly in the middle, so that's 50 points, or just, you know, the number 50. And this is what you can get off of GTA base if you actually look at the statistics here. So overall, this weapon averages out to a 62.60. So honestly, you think it's pretty good, but you'd see some other weapons actually do have the edge on this. Jumping into the Litchfield Repeater, though, also tied for the worst weapon in Red Dead Online. Now, I know it got a buff, and we are going to be talking about that. Remember, guys, this is specifically the stats of this weapon in Red Dead Redemption 2 according to what Rockstar has laid out. Whether or not you like the Repeater best, whether or not you feel like the weapon is better or not, I'm just giving you guys the objective statistics that Rockstar has laid out for us. So, the Litchfield Repeater, you can unlock it at rank 18, you can customize it, and it holds 16 rounds. It's a great choice for hunting, with the best damage of all repeating rifles and a large ammo capacity. And despite its slower rate of fire and reload speed, the Litchfield Repeater excels at medium range combat, perfect when needing to clear an area. The gun has an ammo capacity of 16 rounds and can use regular, high velocity, split point, express, and explosive repeater ammo. It costs $348 in online and $145 in the story. It does 65 damage, 50 fire rate, 68 accuracy, 65 range, and 65 reload. So once again, this weapon averages out to a 62.60 here, just like the Evans Repeater. And these two, the Evans Repeater and the Litchfield Repeater, are tied for the worst weapons in Red Dead Online. Like I said, we are going to talk about my opinions of each of these later on in this video. So moving on to the next weapon here in Red Dead Online, which is coming up as the second best, or, you know, the second worst, I guess you could say, is really what it comes out to be. But that is the Carbine Repeater here in Red Dead Online. You unlock it at rank 1, you can customize it, and it holds 7 rounds as ammo capacity. It's a reliable and popular repeating rifle, and the Buck Carbine Repeater provides medium damage and a decent firing rate with quick reload speeds thanks to the tube-loaded magazine in the weapon's stock. A good balanced choice for hunting and medium-range combat, and the repeating carbine has an ammo capacity of 7 rounds that can also use regular, high-velocity, split-point, express, and explosive repeater ammo. Of course, it costs $90 in online and $90 in the story mode. It does damage of 60. It has a 53 fire rate, 73 accuracy, 65 range, and 73 reload speed. So it excels in accuracy and its reload speed, and it averages out to a 64.80. So the Carbine Repeater is technically the second best repeater in Red Dead Online, despite my, I use it for novelty. I use it because it's a lot of fun, but I'm gonna hold off my opinions for now. We're talking about the objectively best repeater here in Red Dead Online, which is also my favorite and a lot of people's favorites, and that is the Lancaster Repeater. You unlock it at rank 12 in online. It can be customized. It has a 14 ammo capacity, and the Lancaster Repeater is a well-rounded gun that uses a fast lever action system to load the next cartridge. It may have lower damage compared to other repeating rifles, but the quick firing rate and good accuracy give it the advantage over other repeaters. This gun has an ammo capacity of 14 rounds and can use regular, high velocity, split point, express, and explosive repeater ammo. It costs $243 in the online, $135 in the story mode, and it does 55 damage, 59 fire rate, 76 accuracy, 65 range, and 70 reload speed. So just like the Carbine Repeater, it excels in its accuracy and its reload speed, but it also does have quite a bit of range to it. So let's talk about these weapons. All these repeaters are statistically the best and worst repeaters here in Red Dead Online. The Evans and the Litchfield are tied for last, the Carbine being right in the middle, and the Lancaster being the best weapon in Red Dead Online. So what are my opinions on these weapons, and what would I recommend? Well, the Carbine Repeater, it's a great starter weapon, yes, but overall it does no damage compared to the other weapons, even the Evans Repeater. So I'm gonna put the Carbine Repeater as last here in Red Dead Online. I think it is the worst repeater in Red Dead Online. Typically in video games, you see the first weapon you start with holding up okay, but once you get to the higher ranks, it's always worth using a different weapon. Like I said, I use this weapon because it's fun to use. It's a novelty. It's kind of like a collectible to me. I like it, especially in Red Dead Redemption 1, but am I gonna use this in PvP? Never. I would never recommend using this weapon in PvP because it is trash. Now, moving on, the Litchfield and the Evans Repeater. Which one would I recommend more? I know I'm gonna get a little bit of hate for this, and I know the Litchfield Repeater got buffed. If you use Necessity Breeds or Landon's Patience or a Winning Streak, you can actually pull off a 2-shot with the Litchfield Repeater in Red Dead Online. However, I would put this just a step above the Carbine Repeater. Overall, I just don't like the bloom. It's way too inaccurate in this game. The time it takes for the bloom circle to close in, and even if you're using the dot reticle still has bloom. You just don't see it. It's not actually visualized on screen, and it's not shown visually to you on the screen. So basically, when you lock onto someone with the dot reticle, it's a light red, and then it turns dark red when you're actually locked onto the target with 100% accuracy, and that is the bloom. It takes the same amount of time for the circle to close in, but some people just feel like it's less sluggish, so it's all up to you which, reticle you want to use. The Litchfield Repeater, though, I'm not a huge fan of. I recommend it over the Carbine Repeater just because it excels in its damage and its range, but overall, there's a lot of bullets to reload with if you run out of ammo. The fire rate is a little bit sluggish, and even though it says that it has a 68 accuracy, I find myself missing a lot of shots with this weapon because the weapon timing on it is all off. It just seems a little bit too slow for fast-paced PvP multiplayer combat. Against NPCs, of course, this thing is going to steamroll them. This weapon is very strong, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that it's better than the other two I'm about to mention. So coming up as the second best, or the number 2 repeater in Red Dead Online, which is the brand new DLC Evans Repeater. This weapon holds 26 rounds, and it's absolutely amazing. Initially, when the DLC update came out, it cost $300, by the way. Initially, when the DLC update came out, I thought it was the best repeater in the game, and for the longest time, for about 3 weeks, I really thought it was. I used it all the time. I made sure I got used to the weapon, got the weapon familiarity boosted all the way up, but overall, I think this weapon really suffers at range. The fire rate is great, so if you're up close to someone, you could spam it, so it's a great hip firing repeater, that's for sure, because the accuracy is amazing, and the fire rate is awesome. 62 fire rate and 74 accuracy, so this thing is a very accurate and very fast firing gun, but it suffers at long range, and so if you play PvP and you go on the map Tumbleweed, you'll notice that you can't get one-shot headshots at range with this weapon. The damage drop-off is crazy. If you're more than 50 or so feet away from someone, this weapon won't be a one-shot headshot, which which is very rare to see, even with weapons like the Carbine Repeater. The Lancaster and the Litchfield pretty much are one-shot headshots as far range as you can physically lock on, whereas the Evans Repeater, you could still be in lock-on range. Now, I'm not talking about painted black. I'm talking about physically tracking the target with built-in auto-aim settings into the game. The Evans Repeater at the far end of that still won't be a one-shot headshot. And to be honest, I find myself losing so many gunfights with this weapon that I know I should be winning with the next weapon I want to talk about, which is my favorite and what I think is still the best, which is the Lancaster Repeater here in Red Dead Online. This is the trustiest weapon here. It's the best one you're going to find. It's overall statistically rated the best by Rockstar and programmed into the game at a 65 overall, statistics base. It's amazing. This weapon always will get you your one-shot headshot. It's pretty much a 3 to 4 shot kill all the time. It has a great fire rate. It's really accurate. The bloom takes, not much time to close in and disappear. Great range, like I was talking about. You can really snipe people with this weapon. It's not a sniper, but you can use it kind of like a rifle if you really want to and you time your shots correctly. And it has a great reload speed and 14 bullets, holding 14 bullets. That's great. It's just like the Litchfield Repeater with 16. It holds a lot of ammo, which is going to help you out. Now, I noticed that this weapon is amazing for PvP combat, and even against PvE elements like NPCs and other enemies. It's great. It's great to use in the free roam, but if you just want that high damage repeater, use the Litchfield Repeater. I just use the Lancaster Repeater pretty much all the time. Like, I don't usually change my ability cards in between PvP and PvE. I find them helps me out, the most, and I'm just lazy also. It's kind of like the same thing with the Lancaster. You can use it in the free roam, and you can use it also in the PvP. So I hope you guys enjoy. Statistically speaking, the Litchfield and the Evans are the worst weapons to use in Red Dead Online, and then the Carbine Repeater, and then finally the best weapon is the Lancaster Repeater. But in my opinion, the Carbine Repeater is the worst, Litchfield Repeater is the second worst, Evans is right in the middle, and then finally the best weapon is still the Lancaster Repeater. So I hope you guys did go on to enjoy. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy this video and you found it helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out the link down in the description if you guys want to win some free gold bars here in Red Dead Online. Also, let me know down in the comments, guys, which other ranking videos do you want to see from worst to best in Red Dead Online. I could do guns, horses, regions, stranger missions, story missions, all that stuff. So let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in a brand new video. Adios, amigos.